Day I attended Family Worship Experience International and she was presenting the spoken word. My God, before you know it, people were just under the anointing. Go cold that night. My feet were cold. All of a sudden, I became quiet. Even my friends could feel it. Like I was not just when she was speaking. This is me. Before it was a curse. I said that for 5 years, people. It's just want to share with us. Thus far, I have come to see that relationships are one of the keys that God has used in elevating me. Because there are some places I just hear my name and I'm like, how did you hear of me? I'm still ever grateful for the gift of apostle in my life. Daddy is not a destiny about. That is a life helper. That even say some stuff to me, you know. Mm-hmm. But when there's a battle, you release insult, like giving back to back. You know, you shouldn't keep relationship with anyone who can't value you in good and in bad times. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Fep Talk Show with Oladoye, where true life stories, real life experiences are shared on finance, entrepreneurship and purpose. And on today's episode of entrepreneurship, I have here with me a woman of God, a woman of God in business, in ministry, as you don't want to imagine. Today I present to you Miss Kathryn Esther Clement. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. I'm honored for this video. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being on today's episode. Before we go further, let me tell you how I met this woman of God. Let me tell you how I met this woman of God. So I remember that day I attended Family Worship Experience International and she was presenting the spoken word. My God, before you know it, people were just under the anointing. I'm like, are you playing? I'm like, is this play? My friend that I came with, like, till today, still teases me and he'll be like, can you do spoken word and people will fall under the anointing? And I'm like, I'm beg, the grace is different. I celebrate you, man. I celebrate you, man of God. Thank you so much. Please, what other thing will you like to know about? Okay, my name is Kathryn, as she has introduced, and I'm a writer at Kathryn Inspiration, a blog that deals with creativity, inspiration, and purpose. Also, I'm a writer at Hope Rebuilt, a foundation that is created to share hope through the Word of God and through personal giftings and the rest of it. And also, I am a hair doctor. I'm a wig maker. Doctor, I like that. I'm a wig maker. Yeah, I do and make wigs for sale. An educator too, because I've had experiences in teaching classroom and also teaching other people on purpose, on passion, and on writing generally. So your scripts and the words. When I read them sometimes, I'll just be like, this is the level of wisdom I celebrate. Thank you. Alright, so let's move to what we have for today. So, Kathryn, please tell us your journey into your ministry. I know spoken word is your full-time ministry, so tell us your journey into it. How come it's not music? How come it's not dance? How come it's not some other things that people do? You chose spoken word. Okay. If I say I didn't choose spoken word chose me. Okay. I wish I had the chance to do it. Okay, it was weeks ago I wrote about my journey into spoken word because I'll be taking some students on a class about spoken word. And I wrote my story. And ever since I was a child, nursery 2, I had always been speaking. I'd always been a speaker. I'd always been
the talk kind, but not talk about everything when it has to do with the stage and everything. So from my nursery 2 class, I'm always that lady at the front with the mic reciting the ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4 back to Bible presentation. I remember when this calendar recently came out, I started from Genesis passing to Exodus, and I saw Leviticus taken to the number of the Israelites and Deuteronomy to Joshua, who was waiting at the gate of Judges. Suddenly Ruth ran locally somewhere. I was the one that they gave that responsibility, you know, and because they tried out older pupils and still nobody could, and they gave me boom, I captured it. So I'd always been speaking, I'd always been into speaking. Back to down to my days in primary school, primary 5, primary 3, where my senior students, primary 5 and primary 6, are supposed to have a debate competition, and it was just meant for primary 5 and primary 6, and then I was invited from primary 3 to come and to come to primary 6 to come and, you know, represent them. And before that happened, the graduation party before then, you know, when it's that season, everybody was like, go and join dance, join drama, join casting or everything. I had to go and join debate, and they were coaching us on the kind of debate we were going to present on our graduation party. So in our first class, we were giving a topic. Everybody go and write on, I can't even remember the topic we were given, but go and make this research and write on. Let me just use, for example, why girls are better than boys or something like that. So it was a take-home assignment for everybody. But while the teacher yet spoke, I was done writing my debate. So when it was time and we were like, okay, we are going to meet next week, I just told them, I'm done. I'm done. And when I presented it, the teacher was like, everybody come back, come and sit down. Look at what this, you know. And that was how, you know, my influence got spread in that school. Down to secondary school, my school always had their yearly magazines. My script was always be inside, because I would definitely write something good and catch it. But all those while, it was just writing, it was just talking without a name. I don't know the name to call that as at then, because I just did it because I love it. Anything that has to do with speaking and speaking something that makes sense, I love it. On a normal, I'm very introverted. And people won't believe that. But when you see me on stage, it's a different case. Nobody would argue that this lady is introverted. So until my secondary school days, and these things kept on being like that. But how I discovered spoken word was in family worship experience. So it happened in 2018. The first dinner I attended in 2018. Actually, I joined family worship in 2016, but it was in 2018 dinner. It happened at Kefi. So there was this spoken word ministration. It was my first time, you know, because the administration was to happen by, you know, dinner. They were serving everybody, and you know, everybody, once it comes time for food, nobody is catching anything again on the normal. But then they said we are now going to invite someone to do a spoken word. It was my first time. I was curious, what is spoken word? So everybody was eating, discussing. You could hear, you know, discussions on the ground and everything. But I was ready. What is this? What's this person about to say? And behold, a lady came up. She happens to be my mentor. That was the first time I was meeting her, and she started speaking. You know, when someone talks and you just feel that this is you, this is someone doing what you're supposed to be doing. That was the kind of conviction. Like, I could not eat. My hands grew cold that night. My feet were cold. All of a sudden, I became quiet. You know, even my friends could feel it. Like, I was not just. When she was speaking, I just, this is me. This is me. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So after her menstruation, I had to go and pursue her to her seat. And then I was like, what she just did? What was it called? She's like, it's called spoken word and all that. You know, so I just followed her. I just kept following her. You know, that period, I just begged her to
She
write. She's not when she graduated, she's in Kefi. So she wrote her number down somewhere for me, and ever since then, you know, I just kept following her, asking her questions and all. I didn't even go for mentorship immediately. All I knew was I was following her. And then later on, I was like, I went to her, I want you to mentor me on this. I want you to tell me what I need to know. And it was so difficult because I think that was her final year and she was leaving, so it was more like it was no physical mentorship, it was from a distance. So I had to learn by observation. I had to learn by always, I had to find my way to learn. It wasn't easy, but I knew I wanted something from him. Aside the fact that she did spoken word, she was anointed. Because even while everybody was eating, when she started speaking, there was a point everywhere grew so solid, decided that a pin drop, you could hear a pin drop on the ground. She was so anointed, and that's really what I wanted. I didn't just want the spoken word. I wanted to be an anointed spoken word artist. So that was how my journey went into spoken word, and here I am today.
It's not what it is, because this one is powerful. Please, it's not what it is. So I mean, no. Thank God for her, and I'm sure you've also learned from some other persons apart from her.
Yeah, definitely. I've learned from her. When I went to her, I expected her to be this kind of, I was Jonathan really trained his children in a specific way. I expected her to be this kind of, okay, just learn from me and learn. But when I went, she started sending me videos of other people instead of herself, I was always craving, I want your own. It is your own I want. She said, no, watch this other person's. It will help you gain more insight. In fact, there was a point where I watched someone, she led me to that. I was almost looking like the person. Her name is Jackie Hills Perry. She's still a popular person today. So I followed that very one. Together that people started telling me, you speak like Jackie. You speak, I had to grow to that point where I told myself, I don't want to speak like anybody. I just want to be me. I want to be me. I want to be unique for my stuff. I want to be unique for people. Should know me that when they listen to my speech, when they hear a sound, they show that it's Kathryn that is coming, not someone else. So that's just it.
And I'm sure a lot of persons also look up to you like this. Please come and teach me, man.
That one is definite. That was even the major reasons why I put up a class for spoken word, because at the point last year, I was so exhausted because I am coming every day to answer no less than 3 persons on social media space, and it's almost the same question. I'm just answering this person, and at the point they started forwarding messages on Facebook. So because this person I'm just done with a session with this person, and another person is coming to ask me the same thing. Another person is coming to ask me the same thing. At the point, I can't even chat as a normal person on Facebook. In fact, to date, I can't chat as a normal person on Facebook because any chat has to do with question. It has to be, I want to pour my heart to you. It has to be, I want to tell you something. It has to be, I want to know something from you. And a whole lot of persons have been, so I had to come up with a strategy. Okay, you really want to learn. I should create a system where people can learn from.
You should get a manager soon. Someone or a PA, someone that can assist you.
Definitely, we're working on it. God is helping us.
Thank you so much. So let's move on to the entrepreneurship part that you mentioned. I'm sure people don't really, especially in church, people don't really know you that you're a health doctor. And I'm like, please, let's tell the world that this is what I do. You are not just an anointed spoken word artist. You are into business as well. So please tell us your story into your business.
Okay, hair for me has been a potential. It has been something that I was born with. Yes, because even when I started braiding, I remember anytime I braid at that young age, my mom always be like, where did you learn braiding from? Who taught you? It was so there that, how I escaped from hairstyles during weekend in school was that I had to sit with my friend and make her hair. Then she sits and make my own so that I don't get to pay money outside. And I had some of my friends, I schooled in a place that had hostels. So on Friday weekends, I would always go and see some girls and like, okay, let me make your hair 100 naira. Instead of the 200 that someone used to collect, I would make hairs for 100 naira. So at a point, I had to go and learn to advance my skill. So I had to opt in for a salon, learn in a salon for about 6 months, which I did. It was quite taxi though, because as then I was still a school teacher, so I had to run from school. After school, I have to go to a salon to learn how to, to perfect my skills, which I did. And trust me, as school came, I was a teacher, I was a hairdresser. Admission came in, I had to go to school, and I was things were just, I had church, I had activities in church, I had everything was choking. So I had to like, okay, God, what do I do now? These things I can't put them together at once. So I told myself I won't be a braider again. I won't braid hairs again, because I discovered that braiding hairs can be very demanding. You can sit on one hair from morning to night. And as a person, I really don't even braid my hair. So I had to come up with a strategy. Okay, let me go into wig making. So I had to go into wig making. Still in wig making. So I can sit down in a day. If I have good time, I can make like 3 weeks in a day and put them. But one thing is that one good thing that happens to me is that whenever I bring a whole lot of hair and I have plans of, okay, I want to make a snap and put on social media, before I finish, people have carried all of them. Like people have paid for it. I know my neighborhood, and it's crazy, you know. So if I have to go past that, I will need to get maybe a machine or I need a helping hand so that I can make more. But you know, I've not really gone up to that point. But that's how bad it is. Now when I could remember the last time I ordered about 15 hairs. And quality hairs, you know, that I just, and you know when you say, hey, people say, people will not buy this hair because it's expensive. But when I just finish and I just bring them out, you know, to like snap. I'm just trying to snap. You just see people from nowhere. They just come and pick it. So I've not had time to fully go into putting it on the social media space, because I will not like the case where I'm not
before you post to someone has
bought and you know I can't start doing those, you know.
Do you have a business name so that people can follow you?
Yeah, I have a business name, but not yet registered. So preferably, I'd love to, you know, keep it on the low slash. I'm not that insulted tomorrow.
Okay, it's fine. Yes, that's just a problem. So leading to my next question.
Yeah.
With what you're saying, how do you merge the three? Because I know you're schooling, you're into the ministry, spoken word, and you're a businesswoman. So how do you merge the three?
So good thing God did for me is not giving me admission immediately. Yeah, I waited.
Sorry to cut you. You know that people will not really see this as a blessing. Some people think it's a delay. Like, I want to go to school.
Yeah.
My mates are in school, but you're counting it as a blessing.
Before it was a curse. I said at home for 5 years, people. It wasn't funny. You know, I would always hide when I see my mates coming. You know. And so in fact, some of them really looked down on me at the first 2 years, you know. When I hadn't, it was like I was yet to discover purpose. You see some of them come and I will be the one greeting them and they're like, oh, we are the best girl. So those periods, I had several nights where I cried. I was like, what's happening? What's wrong with me? Don't I deserve to go to school? Don't I deserve, you know, to experience all of this? The pain was so I would be lying to tell you that there was no time where I thought, okay, it was all good. It was not rosy. Trust me. Some days I go to work and I just can't teach because I just feel I should not be here. I should be in school. And you know, until purpose came, I started finding out, okay, what is extra to this? Why would God keep me here when others are, you know, are ahead of me? And I just discovered that not delayed. God delaying you is not trying to waste your time. God keeping you is not trying to, you know, make you useless. It's not making. You're not waiting to waste. You're not waiting to waste. You know that was the word that. And thank God for someone like Apostle Jonathan who will always teach us on times and seasons. Who always tell us of our season of process. Yes. That's why I'm very good at talking about process, because there are so many processes I have seen and I've gone through in this life. And trust me, as at those periods, I won't count them as a blessing, but now I really do. Because those periods where I stayed, it helped me discover what is extra to your life. What should you know? What should give you an extra advantage over these people that are in school? So I started finding out about my life. I started reading, you know, books I know that they will not give you as handouts in school. I started reading those books. I started going through the scriptures. I started watching videos. I started meeting people. You know, all this created a mind of exposure in me that I'm even more exposed than some people who had in 4 years in the walls of school. So those seasons, that season of process, they helped me, they changed my life, they shaped me. And saying that I didn't go to school immediately is a good thing, it's really a good thing, because when all this thing came, when I started discovering all this, I needed to find a way to put them together so that I can achieve things at the same time. So it gave me time. It gave me time to start, exploring myself, to make more research about myself, to learn what I needed to learn. So when admission came, I had to opt in for part-time. Yes, I had to opt in for part-time, which I just started some years ago. And it happens weekends. So I still work. I can go to work my Monday to Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sundays, I'm in school. Then after my daily work, after my regular work hours, I go back home to invest in myself. I still make my videos, I still talk, I still am able to write on posts on social media. And ministry wise, I told somebody last week who was asking the same question. I said, when God gives you responsibility, he gives you ability. So I believe one thing that has been helping me so far is God's ability in me. Because some days, trust me, literally, I am tired. I just take off my wig and I'm done here. I'm done. And you just be like, you just see that weakness. I'm so like everywhere. My eyes are already turning red. And for someone who is introverted, trust me, one of the biggest assignments you should tell me is come out and come and meet me. Let's go to Summit. It's almost like you are killing me. Like, I just wish I could just sit down where I am and do what I need to do. But so far, I've seen myself going out of that, chilliness, that shell, I can really tell me come out, it can be hard, but I just I did sign up for this, but God did give me this, so I have to do it. So God has been helping me, and trust me, discipline, creating my timetable, planning myself has also been of picking up to me.
I'm just finding out that it's even part-time. That was full-time. If it's full-time.
Trust me, I will be there. So I work part-time and it happens weekends and all of that. So God is helping me to everything I need to do. Thank you.
So, okay, I think you've already mentioned your challenges.
Yeah.
Or is there any other one you'd like to ask about?
I see people on social media. I see some people on social media. They come out and tell you, I love reading, and trust me, inside where they are, they don't need.
True. Yeah, very true.
I love doing it. I learn more from videos. I am one person that's why I make quotes, because I learn easier with quotes. Trust me, going on this journey, the journey to success is not an easy one. So for me to adapt the habit of reading, it wasn't funny for me. I love reading, but there are some kind of books, that I love reading. Those books that will keep me in my comfort and everything. But now you have to be reading lots of money, all of influence, all those kind of bulky books, and you're like, oh, why am I even doing this? It has not been, those things were challenges to me earlier, but I had to calm down to learn that, okay, if really this is what you want, you have to pay the price to get it. So trust me, the whole price to success is a challenge. It is not easy, but knowing that we need to do this to achieve what we need to achieve, especially for the kingdom of God to come, for me to see the kingdom of God being established in my sphere, I know that I need to do this. So trust me, it's challenging, but I've been trusting in God's grace. My exam period that happened, like sometime I just finished my exams just some weeks ago. At that season, it was like I was getting crazy. Like, I just said I need to read on this, I need to read on that, I need to read on this. It was God, trust me, and it is still God. Yes. So most of the prices we need to pay, they are discomforting. Yes. But you knowing where you want to go, you knowing the targets you want to reach, you just got to do it.
You've just got to do it. Let me say like she said it now. Wow. So you have to do it. Yes. So what are the success stories thus far? How will it help you? Just want to share with us.
Thus far, I have come to see that relationships are one of the keys that God has used in elevating me. Because there are some places I just hear my name and I'm like, how did you hear of me? God has blessed me with amazing people, and trust me, it has not all been a smooth sail with everybody, because I've come to learn that people come to our life for seasons, for times and seasons. And as I am right now in this video, I am thanking God for the present relationships I have right now compared to the previous. It might look as if I lost some good people before, but I'm not counting it as costs. They did what they were supposed to do, and now they are out. And I appreciate God for the time. But you see, right now I am more. I see like this. Yesterday I started calling my friends, and I was praying. I was like, God, protect this person, keep this person. And I was just so happy, like, But some days you want to be like, oh, I had these people before. You felt like they were all the best. Like after them, there's nothing for you. God had to change that narrative for me by giving me the absolute best of people in my life. And that's why you see this video. I'm saying to everybody in my life right now, thank you so much. Like, thank you. You don't know how much of a blessing you are to me, and how I appreciate God for you every single day of my life. Every single day. So relationship so far has been one of my, because I used to be, I had a whole lot of failed relationships, like with people, because people, we are all human beings, and some people people want you to understand them, and you need understanding.
Exactly.
So sometimes misunderstandings happen, and I would usually, because I can so love people that when I have quarrels or issues with people, I'm always beating myself about it. I had to learn to accept some things that happen. I had to learn, and not just learn, I learned from a mistake and build myself more better for the people, for the next set of people who come in, so that my life, it will be comfortable. And then I learned to put it to God in prayer, because not everything we want is what God wants for us. You might really be longing and craving for some certain people in your life, but God is saying, no, this is not what I want for you. I think most of the relationship I had, the truth is that most of them, I wanted them because I felt these people, would help me. These people, and literally, I used to have this feeling on the inside, this is not for you, this is not for you. But I kept going back. I wanted to be associated. I wanted to feel among. And so at the end of the day, they just trash me and everything.
So it's cold breakfast.
I was sad. I was sad. But one reason why I'm so grateful about the people in my life right now, because they are my prayer answers. When I always tell people that when God answers your prayer, you would always know, because it is what you pray for. So the people in my life right now, my prayer answers, they are just people I prayed for, I reached for, I desired for them, and they are here, and I'm grateful. So my story, I would summarize it, and God blessed me with a relationship that connected me, and is still connecting me to the right people, especially Apostle Jonathan.
Father, love you.
Daddy,
we love you, sir.
Daddy, I love you. Daddy, I love you, and I love you. I had to, at some ministrations right now, I had to stop, but because every ministration I go to outside, I always start by saying, I thank Apostle Jonathan Shekonya Essential. I'm still ever grateful for the gift of Apostle in my life. Daddy is not a destiny helper. Daddy is a life helper. Daddy gave, I think when I gave up on school, yes, I didn't say that part. I literally told Daddy I'm not going to school again. That was around the 5th year. I told Daddy I was not going to school again. And when I went to Daddy was like, okay, now that you said you're not going to school, what are you going to be doing? I said, Daddy, I want to be in this house. I want to be in family worship. I want to be serving. Daddy said, you cannot be here. He said, you can't be here serving. You need to get exposed. You need to learn. He was like, okay. Daddy was like, okay, you need to go to school. Daddy, I'm not going anywhere. I'm tired. He said, okay. You have to go and buy jam for me. I had to tell Daddy, I had to give me a space. I was like, Daddy, I don't have money. Daddy gave me money. Daddy gave me money to go and buy jam. And I bought that jam from Leeds. So I had to travel down to Benin City from here to write my jam. And after that, I still did not get admission. It was terrible. And Daddy knew I was going to be very heartbroken, because I was already tired of everything. So again, Daddy was the one that now suggested, okay, ahead of part-time, why not give it a try? Daddy, I don't have money. Daddy gave me money. I didn't give him money. He said, go and buy part-time from, and boom, admission came in. Thank you, Apostle Jonathan Shakonian. Thank you, sir. If I had not met you, let's leave it that way. Because before someone gets emotional here.
Let me start sharing my own testimony.
Before someone gets emotional here. So, I'm grateful, Father. I'm grateful, yeah. So, my success story is that the people God connected me with Apostle, connected me with good people of family worship experience, connected me with people of Koinonia. I'm connected with a whole lot of people that worship in Koinonia, and I'm so grateful for everybody.
Because I can see your voice is changing. It's not getting emotional.
Alright.
One thing I wanted to pick from what she just said is relationship. You know, Apostle Joshua Selma used to say, if you think money is the only thing that you have, then you are the poorest on earth. Men, hey God, men, what men will do to you, money cannot do it.
Money can't. Money can't fit
Please, as much as possible, as much try and keep valuable relationships.
Valuable is the word. Valuable is the word. Valuable. If you're around people that haven't learned to respect you, haven't learned to honor you. And I used to tell myself, whenever you have a bad time with somebody, whenever there's a clash with somebody, that's when you truly know how much value the person has to you.
Yes.
I had one of the relationships that happened recently, or that I caught off lately, was how that I realized that whenever there's an issue, the person gets to express from the negative end. Like the person gets to tell you. I feel that you get to tell another person what you really feel about them when there's a bad time. Like when there's a clash. So when we've been having good time, we're all good.
Yeah.
You can't even say some stuff to me, you know. But when there's a bad time, you release insult, like you give me fast post, and then back to back, you know. You shouldn't keep relationship with anyone who can value you in good and in bad times. Anyone that can value you in good and in bad, knowing fully well, we are human, and trust me, we are not perfect. We make our mistakes. But learn to keep relationship with people that even in your mistake, they can still correct you in love. Yeah. They can still see your value. They can still know your worth. Yeah. That is just
Let's just use it as the advice, please.
Use it.
Let's just use it as the advice.
Or should I say? No, if I say, I might scatter something, but don't worry. Let's use that word to hold our body before we make it town.
Yes, let's use on our old body. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, so thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you so much. That brings us to the end of the Fair Talk Show for today. But before we go, yes, I need to talk about your mentor. Just one of them in 30 seconds.
Okay, my mentor, my most visible mentor, my woman I share everything with. I can call and in fact lately I've been feeling like I need to travel down to go see her. She's my spoken word, the lady I met in spoken word, Marshala Thompson. She's my second mother, I would say, because I've learned to share things with her and she's learned to accept me the way I am. So I love her so much. I love her so much. I love the fact that I can share everything, every single thing with her, everything with her. Marshala Thompson, thank you so much for investing in my life, for giving me books, for helping me work on my emotional. She taught me emotions. She taught me how to control my emotions, especially around people, especially when it has to do with relationship. Marshala Thompson is my mentor. She's my very good mentor. I'm usually not vocal about her because she's not a social media person. Yes, but on the silence, when you don't see me, when you see me behind the stage, when you see me outside, like nobody is watching, she's that woman that is taming me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Then I forgot to mention that you always talk about, not always, but I see you share Priscilla Sherry's.
She is my aunt. Trust me.
And I'm like,
I usually pray to God that man cannot die. When I've not met her, she's like, I remember when she, like years ago, she needed to go for a surgery. It was all over the news. I literally cried. I was crying. I literally cried, you know. I was like, God, nothing should happen to this woman. You have to definitely bring this woman out of this. I fasted for this, just for that surgery to, you know, to go successfully well. And I'm so happy that she's so fine. I can't wait for that day when I'm going to meet her. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Alright, this video I'm going to tag her. This particular.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I remember she has made comments on some of my Instagram posts, and they made like my whole year. I think there was one time I was so getting discouraged and I made a post and she read it and she made a comment. Whoa! Hey, that was enough reason not to give up. Trust me. I love her so much. I love this Sharon so much. I love her. I love her.
We love you, ma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Oh my goodness. It's like we should never end this session.
Trust me.
But we have to go. But thank you so much for being on the talk show. I'm so happy. Like,
I'm grateful.
Thank you so much.
So good.
Please, guys, follow on all our social media page. I'm going to put them on the screen. And that business page, she will still reveal it.
I will reveal it
so that you patronize that page. She's an excellent woman. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Follow us on the Fem Talk Show on all our social media page, on Instagram, on Facebook. Please tell them to subscribe.
Don't worry. When this video is out, when we are, you will have to follow her, because you cannot follow me and not follow someone that's doing it. I think this should be enough encouragement. You should hear from people and their stories, because when you see us on screen, you feel like we are all perfect, right?
Yes,
we have problems, we have our issues, we have our weaknesses, we have our crying times, we have everything just like you do. And shows like this should encourage you, make you see our other side that you will see on screen.
Thank you so much. At the Fem Talk Show, I remain Oladoye. See you next week, Monday. Bye.
Bye.